we're going to show a game called the Evergreen game.
I remember that. Yes.
So, you guys wanted to see a cool game last week. So I thought, today we focused on the magnet. Last week we focused on attacking on the team. This one's a combination of both. This one's a very well-known game. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
We've seen it, bro. You showed us.
Does it have a brilliant move?
It does have a brilliant move.
You showed us it.
And
Two, please.
one thing is, okay, all right, here's some background.
Wait.
This game was played, okay, I got this, you don't have to do it.
By Adolf Anderson against Gene Zeff.
Okay, so, hey,
John Jefferson.
just let me speak, we'll get to the game faster, okay? All right?
Just show it already, please.
This was a game played by famous chess master Anderson. Bosun was asking, hey, didn't you show this already? I think I showed the Immortal game weeks ago. This is the Evergreen game. There's two games. He's famous for only two games. So it was played by Anderson against a guy called Jean Dufresne.
John Dufresne.
He sounds like a doofus.
Now, this guy, apparently, he wasn't a very strong chess player.
Is
But
he British?
he was a really good, he liked to write a lot of chess books. So they played in a little club game. This was published in a newspaper article about maybe 150 years ago.
That's a long time, bro.
Yeah. So it's a good extension to today's lesson.
Mason's hitting me.
So let's take a look at it. Okay?
Yeah,
So,
you did.
first of all,
Don't go lying to me.
credit to I think National Master Sam Copeland for this analysis. But I'm probably just going to go right into just showing you. Hey, what's this called?
The
Italian.
The Italian, right?
The one.
Now what's this called?
The Evans Gambit.
The
The Evans Gambit.
Gambit.
So this we call the Evans Gambit. It says there the Evans Gambit.
It's
Why? Well, 150 years ago, the Evans Gambit was the coolest thing you could play. So it's kind of like walking to a chess game with with a sports car, and you got like $1 million, and you're just kind of like throwing it around. You were the coolest guy there if you played the Evans Gambit. Because 150 years ago, chess was a game to see
sacrifices.
yeah, right? Who could sacrifice harder basically won, right? If you won by winning a pawn and then just trading everything, you were called a whip.
Oh.
Yeah, because back then it's like, chess was like supposed to be like really cool.
Interesting.
But why did he play Bishop
So,
takes F7?
well, okay, what's the idea behind B4? It seems like you're just getting an isolated pawn there. What's the idea?
C3.
Right? Well, the idea is we do play C3, and we try and get a center with
Is that
B4.
interesting move or inaccuracy?
Interesting.
Yeah, I told you.
Inaccuracy would be question mark first. That's how I would tell it.
Also, the color is different.
So black takes the pawn, and our pawn on C3 is pinned.
Take with the queen.
So we're just gonna castle.
Take with the queen.
It doesn't really matter to us whether they take our C3 pawn, because then we're gonna get our queens in the game and everything. We already have pretty big lead in development because we've castled already.
Henry, Mason stole my chair. Henry, what is
Hey,
Listen.
hey, this is unnecessary.
Listen, go back
Okay,
to your
hold on.
seat.
If I see any shenanigans going on, I'm just gonna not show this game. We're gonna go right into.
Oh no!
Okay.
So D3, I don't know why he played this, but I guess whatever. Right? He should really, his opponent should really focus on
This is
developing. Queen B3, we're threatening the weak F7 pawn, so black defends it in a way. And now what Anderson's trying to do here is trying to eliminate the defender, right? So if knight takes E5, then we'll take the knight, right?
Henry.
Yes.
Wait, it's called the Jefferson defense.
It's named after the guy, right?
Oh my god.
It is named after the guy. Playing D3, you're named after a guy who lost in like 19 moves.
Bruh.
But apparently, it's not as bad as people expect. It's apparently playable. Okay, Queen G6 because they want to keep that pawn there. So Rook E1 just to kind of be behind that E pawn. I believe the best move here was rook d1, just because after rook d1 you can take the pawn and then becomes open file. Rook d1's okay.
It's a semi.
So here, black realizes, white has a lead in development. White's putting the rook in the center, queen's bishop's out. I want to try and castle. That sounds like a smart idea.
E6.
So he's trying to castle. Now,
E6.
bishop a3 is played here. Castling is perfectly fine for black. But instead of castling, black goes b5.
Yeah.
What is the idea behind this? Well, white played d4 earlier, so black's just returning the favor. Castling is not cool. Castling is for weak people. I'm gonna sacrifice my b pawn. I'm gonna get my rook at the gate, and I'm gonna be cool.
Sacrificing weak for weak people.
Now,
Winning is better than.
I'm letting you guys know, castling is not for weak people. Castling is for people who usually win. So think about castling. Don't be like this dumb guy. Okay? It's because he didn't castle, we got this really cool game here. Once again. Oh. Unfortunately, after this b5 idea, castling doesn't work anymore. Because now the knight on c6 is overloaded. Right? So white can take this knight, and black is forced to give up protection of this bishop. Right? So then white will just win material. In that case, okay, black probably wants to castle. Now I think he's starting to regret his decision. I would imagine he played bishop b6. Now he's going to castle. That knight doesn't have to protect the bishop anymore. Good. Knight d2, getting pieces out. And once again, yeah, sure. Once again, black doesn't castle here. Instead, black plays bishop b7. Now bishop b7, you look at it from black's perspective. It's not that bad of a move. You just want to develop the pieces and look at that line. Look at this.
It's dangerous.
That is pretty good. It looks really good.
It looks promising.
You can just click X.
But one issue that comes with this is that black is focusing too much on his attack and his ideas. He's not really focusing on what white wants to do. So immediately white's going to pounce up. White's going to try and start jumping everywhere and doing crazy stuff. Castling here would be a bit dangerous here, because the idea of playing knight e4 in the first place was to interfere with the queen and the pawn. So if black were to castle, bishop takes d3, it could get a bit scary for black. Now, black here kind of panics. I don't know what black did. Maybe black did a touch move. Yeah, what?
Where's the brilliancy?
Just wait. Patience is key. Patience is key. Okay? So, I think maybe black touch move. We'll never know. What we do know is this is the most pointless move you could play in this position, and because of this, white was going to take the pawn anyways. The queen's still on the line, so black has to play another move back. So, black just wasted 2 moves here. And because of that, white gets a pretty cool idea, I guess you could say.
Is it the brilliancy?
No. Nowadays the engine hates this move. But back then it was like, oh, what a move, this is a genius. Okay, knight f6 check. The idea is we're forking the king and queen. If you take, well, I get my piece back, right? Because that knight is pinned by our rook.
Why didn't the engine like it?
But Mr. Dufresne, I think it's Dufresne.
Ukraine.
Right? This guy's like, hold on,
Wait, he has.
I have an idea, and he's getting that G file open here. This
is dangerous.
Yeah, if I take the knight, then maybe knight takes. I don't think knight will take, but the idea is I can.
Sack the
That queen
rook.
can take this knight. This knight is free now. So Anderson maybe should think about that knight. What does he play?
Rocky. Yeah.
Well, Anderson, he gets this rook, this last piece that isn't really doing anything. He gets that piece into the game on the second open file that
He doesn't care.
he wants. He doesn't care. Now, I don't want to discourage you, but if you're playing over the board and you see your opponent play queen e7, are you going to panic?
No.
Yes.
A bit, maybe a bit, maybe a bit. But this guy, Mr. Anderson, he does not care. And because he doesn't care,
Bishop F1.
let's take a look at this following combination, which is
Rook
kind
takes
of
C7
an
check.
extended magnet. Rook takes C7 check is first. Right, we'll take the rook. At this point, they're like, huh, what's the problem here? I don't see any problem. Here's the problem right here. Queen takes D7. This was a nice move. Queen takes D7 check. It's a magnet. If the king runs away, well, we give checkmate by taking the knight. So, Black's gonna try and take.
Bishop F5 double check.
Now there are two different double checks here. Does it really matter?
No. Yes. No. Yes.
Maybe.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
it might matter.
No. Yes.
No, they're the
No,
same
yes.
thing.
Yes. Yes.
They're the exact same thing, I think.
Oh, never mind.
Bishop F5 check. It's a double check, right? Black has checkmate in one. Here is also
Wait,
future
king
checkmate
E8
in one.
force.
But unfortunately,
Rook D8
king
check.
E8. Now, if king C6, what do we play?
Rook D6.
Bishop E7 main one.
Oh.
So this is another reason why bishop F5 is the only move. Sorry, I think bishop E5 is a bad move because now
Bruh.
king E6. If you give the check, you can take the pawn. So that's why Anderson played bishop F5. Okay,
Okay.
Rook D8.
king E8.
Rook
Oh,
D8.
you didn't go now today?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, bishop B7 check, and then bishop takes knight. That's final game checkmate. It's a pretty
That's
checkmate.
beautiful.
Let me send your mom later.
One thing that I'd like to point out, Mr. Jean Dufresne did not castle, and because of that,
He cried.
his king is in the middle of the board, and no matter how much pieces he puts in, look at these. These are beautiful pieces. Good for him on his development, but he didn't castle.
We have to gift his.
And because he didn't castle, Mr. Anderson was able to punish with this beautiful attack. All right.
I
So,
love this.
If you like this game, great. Now take a break, do something. We're gonna play shots.
Mason!